Today's class is Simplified Payments. We're going to be looking over like packages. Let me share my screen and then we can get started. Give me 1 second. Awesome. If everyone can have your questions now, thank you for sharing where everyone is located on the chat. But moving forward, we are going to be taking any questions on the Q&A part of the here in Zoom. So when you are on the Zoom, you do see the little chat box, but then if you go to the right, you should also see a box called Q&A. It's just a little bit easier for Avanti, Jen, and Chrissy to take questions and just like answer them as we go. So if you can be posting your questions there, that will be great. I just want to, I'm sharing screen. I lost something here, but let's go back. Awesome. Everyone can see my screen now. I'll be saving some time at the end of the class. I know that some of you that did sign up for today's webinar, you sent some questions ahead of time. We have answered them internally a little bit. Thank you so much, Chrissy, for doing that. So we'll save some time towards the end. If not, we'll follow up with you on those questions that you had regarding the payments here in Healthie. So again, for the ones that don't know me, my name is Talita Barnaby. I'm a customer success manager. So you probably, we either can have a one-on-one if you are part of the Plus or the Grow plan, or I'm normally teaching the live classes and some open Q&A that we host during the week. Team, if you can maybe drop those links for other live classes and the open Q&A for everyone. If you want to click it and save it, that would be great. And this one is our agenda for today. We want to be talking about different ways that you can make billing work for you, right? We know the billing is complex and it's always evolving. Even here at Healthy, we are often doing different like features updates and improving the platform. So we want to make sure that you are aware of everything that you can do and what your options are. What are you going to be doing with your payment processing? Are you charging for a single session? Are you creating a subscription for a package or just charging after a service? So there's like a few different ways that we're going to be talking about it today, and hopefully this will be helpful. This is our agenda. We'll be reviewing Healthie's payment processing for self-pay service. So normally throughout those packages, we'll also explore how to create your packages and your offerings, how to collect this payment upfront, learn how to charge an invoice for your customers. I'll be logging into the Healthie platform and I'll show you that as well. And then we're going to dive a little bit into the automatic billing. However, this part of the automatic billing, I did teach a class maybe 2 months ago on everything about the automations that we have with Healthy. So maybe if our team can drop the recording that we have on YouTube, that will probably be really helpful for you to save it. But I'm going to be touching a little bit on those automations for today as well. As we're getting started, some of you might be brand new to using Healthy. If so, welcome. Maybe some of you are already been here for a while, right? But even if you're logging into Healthy for like your first time and you're starting to think, how are you going to be offering your service to your clients? How are you going to be charging them? And these are a few things that we wanted to share and ways, think of different ways that you can accomplish your goals when you're working with your clients, right? So when to collect payments or when to set up automatic billing or when to create a monthly package. It truly depends of what you're trying to accomplish, right? Like what you're selling, what your service are, who your clientele is. So we're going to be talking about all of this today and going over a few different options too. Choosing when to collect your payments. Are you collecting payments upfront versus after the service? If you're setting up your automatic billing, are you setting up a billing for automatically from your appointments? I'm going to be showing all of that as well today. And here, if you want to take a screenshot, go ahead and do that. But this, you're going to have the recording after the class as well. But I just put this together so you can really think about the difference between collecting payments upfront versus post service or after the service, right? Like after you talk to the client, and what your consideration should be. We personally think that you should consider your patient demographics, right? What is their age? What is your clientele age? And who are you talking to? What is their medical history? Who your client was and what were they dealing with before they came to work with you? And what is the level of care that you're going to be providing to those clients? Those are things that you should consider and take in consideration to think if you're going to be collecting payments upfront, right? Like before you talk to your patients or after you talk to your patients. So there are pros and there's pros to both of them. And we're not here to tell you that one is better than the other. We're just here pretty much to let you know that you have the option to do both. And there's different ways that you can collect payments for your service. Normally, the way I see it for collecting payments upfront, it is great for reducing non-payments risk. Um, it's convenient for the clients. It can help with no-shows, last-minute cancellations. So those are the things that it can help you if you are collecting those payments before you talking to your clients. Versus if you are collecting payments after you talking to your clients, what are the advantages for that? It offers more flexibility, right? Do your clients that you plan to work with, do they need to talk about different payment options? Or what exactly are you charging for your service? Are you charging hourly? Are you charging per consultation? All of that matters, and that's what you should be considering when you're trying to think of how you're going to be charging inside of Healthie. Right here, we just wanted to share a few different ways that we're seeing some of our clients use our packages. We have, normally I'm working with customers anything from the starter plan, if you're familiar with our starter plan, all the way to our group plan. So in here, we see many different private practice handling our packages in many different ways. You can create a package for a free initial consultation. You can create a package to bundle up not only your follow-up sessions, but also maybe your initial consultation and then some follow-up sessions. Or maybe you have a healthy concierge package, or what you're providing is actually a monthly membership, a 3-month membership, 6 months, annual, or even those evergreen service where the client sign ups and they pay a fee monthly, and you provide this service and the care to them until they reach out to you and cancel. Those are the evergreen. But then, of course, you can also do the 3 months, 6 months. There's many different ways that you can do in the platform. When you set up your packages to bill your clients, you are able to choose not only just the monthly when you charge them, you can also charge them a one-time fee. You can charge them weekly, bi-weekly. So there's also different frequencies that we can play around when you're creating these packages. I'll be logging into the Healthy platform. We're going to be taking a look on creating those packages together as well. We'll get there in a second. And when you're creating those packages, just because we're often having one-on-one with customers and they want to ask us, what are we putting inside those packages, right? So think of packages as a way that you can bring revenue into your business. If you're selling your service and if you're talking to if the client is paying for the service first and then you're talking to the client, that's a really great way to put your packages. But also, when you are inside of the packages, I will show you, there are different settings that you can make your packages visible, not visible. You can make it only certain groups see specific packages. So there's so much that you can do with it so you can target your clients the way that you wanted to do it. This is like something that we have seen. I think this is came out actually from one of our Healthie blogs, but this is one of the example of building a package. What do you want to put inside the package? Be very clear of what that included. So under the description of the package, you want to write down, is it a 60-minute evaluation or is it follow-up sessions? Is it all of the above? Do the clients have access to you via the chat? If so, let them know that they're going to have the support, ongoing support when they're working with you. Are you providing any meal plan or grocery store tours or whatever that may be? Let the client know inside the package description of everything that you're planning to offer to them and why buying your service is going to be beneficial for them. I am going to be going over now from here. We're going to be going here to our Healthy page. Awesome. So this is our provider account. When you first log in, this is what you see. If your account looks a little bit different than mine, it might just be that we are in different plans. But if you have any questions about any of the features, if you don't see something on your end, always feel free to reach out to hello@gethealthy.com. We're always happy to support you there. But right now, we're going to be going over to billing on our left side of our screen right here, and then client packages. Let me just make my screen a little bit bigger. Perfect. Under client packages, you can see I have a few different client packages in here, right? I have some of them that they're hidden, some of them they're visible. Even when the package is hidden, you can also still share them outside of your Healthy platform. So if you want to create a link and share with your clients, maybe place it on your website, social media channels, whatever that may be, you can definitely create those sharing links in here. I wanted to take a quick look inside of one of the packages that we have created for today. Right here on the drop down is where I can add in my package. If you haven't got to this yet, if you're creating a brand new package from scratch, you can create this top right corner here and create a package. If you want to know more, I'm going to be going over a little bit quickly on the packages, but we do have a packages and program class. Definitely recommend you taking that as well if you want to learn more. But let's take a look inside this package. Awesome. So right here, it looks like I created this package. It's called Back to School Nutrition Reset, and I included a few things that it's going to be inside this package. I am trying to let the client know of everything and all the benefits that I'm giving to them. It's going to be out in here. Something else that I did it is I added a little video in here. This section, I really love it. I'll show all of you. Actually, I'm gonna drop this link on the chat because what that link is, it's actually someone from our team explaining the client portal. And we know that sometimes you as a provider, you wanted to know how the clients are engaging and they're like logging in for the first time. We, of course, always recommend you to test the platform, but maybe letting your clients know how to do things, right? It's also beneficial. You're always welcome to repurpose this video if you like to share with your clients, or you can also make your own and put it right here and let your client know exactly what they're gonna be meaning to work together once they complete this phase of purchasing the package. Right here, we have the package visibility that we mentioned a little bit earlier. You can make this package visible to anyone. So if I have this package visible, it means that any of my clients inside my platform, they can log in and they can purchase this package. If I wanted to limit or give access to specific client groups, you can do that as well. Or you can just hide your package and then create sharing links to share on your website, social media channels, QR code, the library, whatever that may be that you can advertise or service, you are able to share in there as well with the link that you have created. You do have automations in here. This one, I have the Back to School Nutrition Reset to go to my new clients group. But for you, it might be different. We're always happy to connect with you if you want to learn more about the client groups as well. But this is how I have set it up on my end. If you hover over to included items, here's where you want to bundle all those services, right? So under the package, I told the client that they have one 60-minute consultation, 5 30 minutes follow-up. So that's what I want to put everything in here so the client can purchase, book, and there's really nothing that I have to do other than providing the care to the client. Right here, something that often gets overlooked is this little bookable box on the right. So if I untoggle this on the top, you see require appointment booking during purchase. This often gets missed, and you only see the renew box. So my suggestion is if you want the client to truly book the initial consultation when they're first purchasing your service, this could even be if it was a discovery call, right? If this was a discovery call package, for example, you could make it bookable so the clients can book right on time of the purchase. Same thing with your follow-up. Just keep in mind that when we're choosing the bookable option, we can only make one of them bookable. So if I marked the initial consultation and the follow-up both bookable, only one of them the client would be able to book during the time of purchase, and then everything else they will book when they're logging in into the platform. So for this one, what it makes sense is to not make this one bookable, right? Because I don't want the client to schedule their follow-up before they have their initial consultation. The follow-ups they can schedule when they're first logging into the platform. So right here, I have my initial consultation. I'm marking this bookable because I want them to just have the first appointment already scheduled when they're coming in. And you can see that I added a few programs in here. Sometimes people ask the difference between programs and packages. Think of programs as the library, the resources, where everything that sometimes lives in your computer or in your brain, you can put it into a program. You can create different sequence of programs. Then you can share with your clients and you can sell them, right? And you can kind of repurpose them as well. So you can see that on this package that I have the back to school nutrition reset, it looks like I have a few different programs and I'm including all of them for this specific package. Of course, I could sell them separately or I can bundle like I'm doing here right now. You also have the option for products and labs, but for me, this is not applicable right now, so I'm just skipping it through. When we get to the pricing option, so this is the part where you're going to be charging the client, and it's up to you if this is going to be a one-time payment, is going to be a monthly payment. Right here, when you click on the drop down, I have it set as a one-time payment for $550, and that's my package price for all those included items that I had it in there. If what you're selling, remember in the beginning, we talked about the different ways that you can offer some of your service. If it is monthly subscription, as soon as you click something else other than the one time, the additional box is going to populate it. And then right here, you can choose the number of periods. If you choose the until cancel, that's the evergreen. I'm sure there's other words for it, but that's the one I know. Those evergreen packages where it is an ongoing subscription and the client has to reach out to you in order to cancel, right? So that's one option. Or you can do the 6 months program, a 3 months program, or it can be a one-time payment. For this one, I'm just having as a one-time payment. You do have the option to charge it immediately, charge it later, allow us purchasing as a gift. And then you can see here as well, the fee that you're receiving after Stripe's processing fee. I know that one question that I remember just looking from the spreadsheet from everyone that was joining, and one of the questions was regarding the billing. How do you transfer this payment after into your bank account? You don't have to worry about. You don't have to just transfer the payments to the bank account. Healthy will automatically transfer over to you and will post it into your bank between 3 to 5 days. So there's nothing after you sell your service, there's nothing that you have to do as long as everything is set up on your banking and your billing within Healthy. Healthy will post the payment to you within 3 to 5 days of the purchase of the service. So I'm gonna go ahead and update. Awesome. So this is the package that we have. If now we're ready to share with the clients, invite them, there's a few different ways that we can do that. We can share. We have the sharing link. Let's just go ahead and click the see live version really quick. And this is the package. And this you can add as a link on your website, right? Maybe your website is where you have all the really good information, really with a lot of breakdown of what your service included, of what you do, your certifications, your licensing, a little bit about you, whatever that may be. Maybe the information lives in your website. And what this package is truly just what the client is buying and what's included in this $550 ticket price. So right here, it's the description of everything for the first box that we're able to write and share with the client. I can see all the programs, I can see all the sessions, and this little snippet, which I truly love so much, which is the video. I'm gonna click it really quick and I'm gonna stop it. But the cool thing is the client doesn't have to leave the platform to go watch something somewhere else and then come back. So if this video instead was something of you, the provider, like your face telling the client of what's happening in the next month, in the next week, whatever that may be of the service that you're sharing, you can make a connection with the client right from here, and you're not going to lose them because they're not going to be going over to a different window. From here now, I can go ahead and click continue. It's optional if this is a gift or not. I'm not choosing a gift. And because I made the box on the first part of the package bookable, this is what I see, right? I am able to book this package right during the time of purchase. I haven't purchased yet. I haven't booked anything yet. So another question I actually got on a one-on-one recently is if the client comes in here and is choosing a time and a day, and then they don't finish and they don't enter their credit card information. Is the calendar saving that spot for the client? No, the system won't add anything to your calendar until the payment processing completes. So the action from the system is this button. So as soon as I hit buy now, then yes, the client will be added into your client list if it's a new client, and then the appointment will be added into your calendar. So this is on everything on the package. This is just because I am logging in into my provider account. It's missing some of the information here for me to enter, like my name, last name, email, and phone number. If you want to test it out the platform, my suggestion normally is you can have two different windows open. One can be incognito and one can be your regular browser, or you can have Chrome open and then Safari. So then you can really play around when you're testing the platform as a provider and a client. So back in here into our packages. So we just shared the package, right? Maybe you put this link on your website and that's how clients are coming in. But other options are, what about if you are talking to your client already, maybe on the phone from the discovery consultation, right? Maybe the client had this discovery call first with you, and now they're like, oh, I really wanted to buy the back to school nutrition reset, and I'm ready to commit, whatever that may be. You have this little button here on the right side, and there's two actions from it. One of them, you can charge your client. If your client already has the credit card on file, like this one, it looks like Tali Bianca has her credit card on file. I could go ahead and just charge her this $550 right away today if I would like to. However, I can also send an invoice. So if I request the payment, I can choose any client from my client list. And then right here, I have the sender, which is you, the provider. And as soon as I click request, the client will also see, hey, provider ABC have just requested this payment from you. And then they will be able to purchase the package and go and have access to it as well. So this is just thinking of packages if you are collecting your payments right before you are talking to your clients, if you're sharing your service. Something that I do want to mention really quick, you see that my discovery call, sometimes providers do not offer discovery calls. Sometimes they offer discovery calls for free. Sometimes they offer discovery calls for a price, for a cost. What I have seen sometimes being done is maybe you can have this fee of the discovery call be a promo code, and then they can apply to a different service when they when they move on with you with the service of actually buying your service and working with you. That's one way to do it. You have options to create promo codes right here on the top right corner, manage promo code, and you have many different ways to play around with promo codes. So we talked about everything here on clients paying for the service first and then talking to you. Can you create a package and bundle things together and have it be free? Absolutely. If you wanted to be charging clients after, but you still want them to have access to scheduling those calls and you're not worried about charging the client during the time of the initial consultation, right? If you plan on charging them after, you can also create bundles of packages. And at the end, it's optional, right? You don't have to put a price in here. You can have it be free and then you can invoice the client later on. Just keep in mind that if you do something like that, write it down under your description. Have some type of disclaimer, have some type of information really explaining to the client that the package is not free. You're just going to be charged or invoiced later on. Awesome. So right here, I do wanted to review a little bit on invoicing for service and then automations as well. So let me see what we're gonna do first. Let's check it out, some of those automations. Your symbol top right corner under settings. Right here under calendar and appointments, that's where you can set it up the automation for automatically charge a client after an appointment, for example. We're gonna scroll down right here on this section and we see this part right here, payments and credits. If I click the blue little pencil to the right, I click edit. And then you can see right there that we have the pricing per appointment, automatically charge for the appointment, automatically invoice the client. So there's like a few different options that we have. What the first one, we do have like the live class that I taught recently, and I think someone in the team already sent the recording. I do recommend you watching that, but I just wanted to review this really quick as well. If you do decide to charge your client after you talk to them, then you can have the system automatically do it for you. So you don't have to be doing on your own. Like when you finish talking to the client, all you have to do is mark the appointment as occur, and that will trigger the system to charge the client or send an invoice. So for this one right here, pricing per appointment, you can show the pricing in the appointment in the section. I will show you in a little bit where to put the pricing for the appointment, but you have the option to automatically charge the client if they do have their credit card on file, right? And then the next one is this one right here, right? Enable the client to charge for the appointment. The first one is to enable the appointment pricing for the appointment type. We do have this one. It can allow you to charge different rates based on either the provider or specific clients. If you want to turn this on, let's say you have different clients that have different costs for any reasons, or you have multiple providers in your platform, and maybe Susie charges 50 an hour, but Alexa charges 100 an hour. So whatever that may be, you are able to have the option as well of charging either by provider or by client. And then this one in here would be if the client does not have their credit card on file, then you can automatically send them an invoice to invoice the client, and the client will be able to pay for the service. We do normally recommend it if there's like payments involved in your practice. What you can do, you can add to collect the billing information on your intake flow, right? I'm not going to be getting depth into the intake flow now, but we do have many other live classes that we have discussed onboarding and bringing your patients into the platform and creating your intake flow. So maybe I recommend you watching that recording, but maybe having your billing in there, it can make the flow for you definitely a lot easier. So once you have some of these automations ready, you're like, okay, I turned everything on. Where do I put my prices for the appointments? That's going to go directly under the appointment type. Let's say my diet analysis review. I want to add this one. And then right here, you see this little option that says pricing. So this one, you can choose the pricing for the appointment. And this is what the system would charge the client if you have the option to automatically charge them after the appointment. All you have to do is mark the appointment as occur. So I do want to make sure that I show you how to do that. I'm going to go back into my home page. I don't have any appointments here today, but let me just create one really quick. Awesome. So let's say I have this appointment here on my calendar. I have a few different appointments for today. And let's say I had this appointment here with Sean Barnaby coming up at 11 a.m. for a diet analysis. When I open this appointment, I have it right here, the status, and that's where you can mark the appointment as occur. As soon as you mark the appointment as occur, that's what's going to trigger the system to automatically charge the client or automatically send the invoice in. So if you are not coming, sorry, I'm losing my voice. If you have those other settings turned on, but you're not marking here the status as occur, the system's not going to be smart enough to be like, oh, Talita talked to Sean earlier today, and I'm pretty sure they had the appointment. So let me just go ahead and charge Sean, right? The system is not going to do that. You have to let the system know to do it. So as soon as you mark as occur, that's when it's going to charge them. I also love this status because if you do use the status for occur, cancel, late consultations, no show, reschedule, you can also download and review your reports, right? You can review everything for your organization, how many appointments you had in the past month, how many cancellations are you having, how many no shows. And then that way you can really keep track and find ways to like improve internally, right? You can really review your data and see how your business is running with some of the reports that we have. We do also have another live class on reports. Maybe our team can find that. I think it's like on YouTube. The live class was maybe in February or March. But we went over everything reports as well. Awesome. So this one is what it is triggering the system to charge them right there. If for any reason you are talking to your client, let me go into Sean's profile and you want to charge them for a one-time fee or you want to send them an invoice, you can also do that, right? But this one is going to be a little bit more manual. So the main ways that we wanted to focus for today's class is the packages, collecting those payments before your clients are coming in and working with you. And then two, the automation. So the system can automatically charge for those appointments. So it's less billing, less manual work for you, the provider. However, we know that sometimes providers, they might have a biller, they might have a front desk person, they might have an assistant that it is handling the billing for you. And if so, right here, you do have an option to also charge it either inside of the client's profile or from the billing tab. I can show you both really quick, and I think it will be done so we can go over some of the questions. Right here, we have billing. You have the option to charge the client. It looks like Sean does not have a credit card on file, so I would have to add one in there to charge them. Or I can go ahead and create an invoice, and then this way I can share the invoice with Sean, and he will receive it via email to pay for the service. This same window that you can see it right now, it's also inside our billing tab under payments. And then right in here, you can also charge a client. You can also create an invoice the same way. So there are different ways and functionalities that we have in Healthie. Hopefully this was helpful. I am going to stop sharing my screen for a second and maybe We can bring the team in. Hi, Avanti, Chrissy, and Jen. How's everyone doing in the open Q&A?
Hi, Talita. Doing great. I think if we have a few minutes, there's one outstanding question that might be worth covering live. And I know you covered a little bit about the credit system, but if you could just one more time link the packages system and the credit system and explain how credits are tracked when someone purchases a package of multiple sessions.
Great question. Yeah, let's go ahead and go back to sharing my screen. Perfect. So let's go back into settings before I go into packages again. Let's go to settings. The same place that we did the pricing per appointment, that's where we're going to find the credit system. It's going to be under appointments. And then right here, payments and credits. And yeah, it's right here on the bottom. Yes, sorry everyone, I just literally skipped to this part. Using the using the credit system, we have three different settings in here that you can enable or disable. If you are bundling on your service, we do recommend you have to use your client credit system. Why? That'll make it easier for you to track things in the system. So let's say you have a package of one initial consultation and four follow-up sessions. When the first initial consultation is used, the client is going to use one credit for that. Let me go ahead. I'm going to come back to the screen. Let me show you something really quick. And I think that will be easier for everyone to understand. Because I know that the credit system can go right over our head sometimes. Right here, I am under one of my task clients, and we have the credit system. You can ignore some of the negatives or maybe not. So you can see exactly what they mean, right? So when you're selling those packages with credits in them, so remember one of my packages I had, yeah, this one right here. Inside this package, I have five follow-up sessions and one initial consultation. So it means the client is going to get 6 credits, but it's not 6 credits for whatever they want. It is 1 credit for the initial consultation and 5 credits for the follow-ups session. So that's what I'm allowing my client to book because I am using the credit system. Right in here, I can see that maybe this client, if I ever want to edit, you have this little blue button. I don't know if you saw it, this little blue pencil on the right. You can always edit your credits in here, but the system will automatically give your clients credit when they're purchasing the package and will automatically deduct a credit when those appointments are being scheduled. So in here, it looks like maybe Sean has credits for 9 webinars that he bought it from a package, maybe. It has some like follow-up sessions. However, here for the data analysis, of course, this is our like testing, don't see this data as like real data. But what about if in here it said -2? It maybe means that I internally scheduled this appointment with Sean. Maybe Sean did not have this credit for the service. So either one, Sean maybe owns me money for the service, right? Maybe I have to charge them or send an invoice. So that's why using the credit system can be really helpful because you can really see how many appointments your clients already use and how many are left for them to be used. It's up to you if you let your clients schedule with or without credits. But right here on the same window that we were for the payments and credits, right here you have the option, allow clients to book appointments if they have no credits. This one, it really depends if you're allowing them to book it or not. If you are doing discovery calls and your discovery calls are inside of like a package, right, and they're selling them, you do have to allow them to book without a credit unless you're selling inside a package for a fee. The other one is return credits to clients when appointments are canceled. Do you want to give the client the credit back when the appointment is canceled or no? So this is our option and up to you. Hopefully I answer some of the questions that you guys had, but we do have a few more minutes. Maybe I can take a few more questions if we have. Anything else? Let me see. I think we had a list of open Q&A from,
Alita, sorry, just one more related to client credits that others may be interested in.
yeah.
Is it one or the other to schedule with credits? And I can answer this, and you can add on or show if you need to. So when it comes to the client credits that Talita was just showing, when you have packages, you'll need to use the credit system. So in that sense, it is one or the other. But you can still charge clients separately. You can still charge clients after sessions have occurred manually or automatically without the credit system. So there can be a little bit of a mix there as well.
Thank you, Avanti. Yeah, in the system, if you do have the credit system turned off, so like right here under appointments, credits, if this right here, the credit system is off, then when you get to your packages, if you're planning on selling your service, right here through the packages, when you get to the included items, it's gonna tell you, hey, you have to turn the credit system on. So that's probably what Avanti was referring to. Any other questions? I know we have maybe like 2 minutes for today. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any feedback on what you're looking to learn more with us, definitely always feel free to like let us know. Do you want me to go over some of the questions that people sent earlier, Vanti?
Sure, if you have time to cover one, that would be helpful. The only other thing I wanted to mention is, as Talita just mentioned, we really do appreciate any and all feedback on this live class, as well as any other topics that you are looking to hear about. So as you log off of this session, as you log off of this Zoom, you will be prompted to fill out a quick survey. So any feedback you have for us is always really, really helpful so that we can continue to create webinars and sessions that are valuable to you.
Awesome, thank you. I did see one of the question. It is about the fees that clients are, the fees that you're being charged. There is a 2.9% from Stripe plus a 30 cents per transaction. So every single transaction, that's the fee that is Stripe is it's coming automatic into your account. I can go ahead and share this little blurb right here. There we go. I just added a little bit on the chat as well. I don't know if we have time to go over too many more questions. Let me see. Anything from the rest of the team, Chrissy or Jen? Chrissy, I know that you're doing some of those questions. Anything that you think is like worth bringing it up today?
Just one last question that I'm answering, which can you show how to schedule a payment in the future? So whether they're charging someone for a package, can you schedule that charge to happen in the future? Or if you're charging a credit card, can you schedule that to happen in the future?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let me go back to sharing my screen. Awesome. So right here, if you are, and this is where it lives, right, Chrissy? If you are charging the client on the future, for example, if we can go ahead and choose here on the payment day. So if it is a day in the future, you can see I cannot charge it on the past, but I am able to charge it on the future. So if it is something coming up, I can go ahead and choose when the payment should happen, right here on the charge a client. If it is an invoice, you can do it the same way, right in there, and you're able to send it. The invoice, I think you just have to send the invoice to the client, but if you are charging the client and you want to charge ahead, you want to put in the system, but maybe you want to charge it for next Tuesday, right? Maybe the client asks you for any reason to charge them later on. You can come in here and just choose the day for it. Am I missing anything, Chrissy?
No, just under packages, it essentially looks the same. So if you were to just charge someone for a package, maybe you want to charge them next week, you can just click on charge and then just schedule that to happen in the future as well.
And I also just dropped our help guide on scheduling client payments as well in the chat space.
Thanks,
Awesome.
guys.
Thank you. One thing that I do want to mention, you do have the option also in the system to list out your outside payments. So if for any reason you're not using Healthy as your form of like billing service, or maybe you are using Healthy, but you have also a different form that you can accept payments for your business, you can also add them in here so you can track everything, right? So you can see that some of them are credit card, some of them are outside payments. So right here on the top right next to the invoice, you can list an outside payment. You can link the client that payment came through. This is not sending the invoice to the client. It's just marking here in the system that you did receive an outside payment from that specific client. I think this is it for today, everyone. Hopefully, this was helpful. Like Avanti said, we're going to have a little survey at the end of the class. If you can fill it out, let us know what you want to learn. We're always happy to create these classes. And truly, we're just here to help you and support you. You know that you do have access to our customer success team. Normally, we're teaching about I think it's like 12 or 13 live classes on a weekly basis. We also have our open Q&A on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We definitely welcome to join those. The open Q&A is very small, very personable. We can definitely go over any questions that you have. And anytime, feel free to reach out to hello@gethealthy.com and our team will be happy to help you. So again, thank you everyone for being here. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.